Good morning, good morning. Today is on a Monday, 22nd of September. We just want to prepare ourselves and to look at how the market might behave today because we do technical analysis of which they are not always the key point, but at some points, or 98% end up being true. So for today, we are looking for a bullish gold, but there might be a retracement on some points in the market, as from some points now, there is some retracement that is just happening within the market. To look at my screen here, you can be able to see that there is some retracement that is almost taking place in the market. So let's see. Let's have a look at it. And the main thing, we must be able to know what we are doing by the end of the day. Right now, we are looking for the Asian low. We see if the market will come back to this zone. But the market has been able to print a new all-time high. That is a different location from the one that we had. That was that 707. But today we have that 7 around 20. That 7. Let me see the actual figure. At 720, we can be able to insert them. At 720.25, that is the new high, all-time high actually. So for today, the market has just been able to go above the previous order block that was within the market locations. For now, we are looking for a bullish market because the market tends to behave in a way that like in a Nike form. So we are waiting for a retracement, and then we can be able to look for buy opportunities from that location. If the market denies that opportunity, we just market to give us the actual figure. The market might come this way and breaks below the order block, then comes a retracement, then we see a continuation on the downside. So, but we have to wait for a continuation pattern and a confirmation pattern before entering the order. And I will be here guiding you on how to enter those orders because I don't want anyone to mess around with the market, since the market today is a day that mostly the market is not much giving much activities in the market. So today is Monday, and it is a day that we majorly look for all the activities that are going to be happening within the course of the week. So probably Mondays give us direction of the market. So and today it has opened at the levels of 3685. That is the area whereby the market has been able to open the market. So we are waiting to see the next move on gold. For now, we are looking at this point, the market coming to trace at this point, but you have to wait for a confirmation. And a confirmation, you must be able to see something like this. The market tends to reverse like last Friday. We were waiting for a break above at this location or above the zone, whereby the market came and broke above, but it retraced rate and the market moved up. But like that's what we are going to do. So you must look for a confirmation in the lower time frame. You must look for a bullish engulfing, something like that, or a hammer, or those confirmation patterns that I will be here guiding you on how to be able to place those trades. So for today, we are looking for buy opportunities at this point. But for me, my case, we shall just look for 100 pips per trade, 100 pips per trade, and risking 30 pips per every trade, so that we can be able to not to risk high. But due to the investment purposes, provided you have been able to manage the risk on the downside, you can even target the previous all-time high. But you ensure that you have managed your risk very properly, so that you cannot be able to risk much. So then, if the market tends to break below this point, you have to wait for confirmation before you enter the order, so that you cannot be able to end up losing, because the market, we are not the one who is controlling the market. The market is being controlled by those people, banks and other institutions that manage the forex market. We are just waiting for the market to come and retrace here, since the market tends to go printing higher highs, higher lows. At the same point, at this point that we have a breaker block, which was an order block before, we still have an FVG, so still it is a very key zone for you to be able to look at. We have a 15 minutes FVG, so we still have to be able to respect the market. Most of it will come to feel that that gap that is within the market, an imbalance within this zone. We still have that one at that location. Let's wait for the market to come and retrace, because we have a breaker blocks. So this is a very good confirmation that the market might pull on the upside after confirming and feeling the imbalance within this location. So we might be looking for buy opportunities, but at the same time, we are the behavior at the end of the day. For now, for the direction, let's just look at it. So we might to see a different structure, because these were structures for the last week. Let's see if the market will respect this order block. Then we might have the market for today. We might see something like this. The market comes and reverses, or we might see a continuation on the downside. The market comes and touches the order block below and comes back again. So we must look the market at that direction. Yeah, that is the only way that you can look for the market at that perspective, and I can be able to lower my notification at that point, so that I can be able to buy when the market reaches my zone, and it can be able to notify me at my key entry. So after that, here there was an FVG, but it has already been filled by the market. The market has already retraced the FVG, and the market has even, after retracement, the market showed 63 pips. 63 pips, of which they were not much active. We can be able to look at it from the 15 minutes time frame, so that you can be able to see if there is an imbalance within the market. So at the same point in the Ramadan session, after the Asian session, most of the time, today, as part of the market tends to behave in a certain condition that this is an FVG that has already been tested, so we are not looking at it much. So for today, we are looking for a very very bearish WS30, because if you can look at it on the weekly, we were on a bullish trajectory. You can see. Then if you can look for in the daily time frame, we can be able to see we are very bearish, very bearish. Then still at the same time, we are very bearish on the 4-hour time frame. Then at the same point, you are bearish on the 1-hour time frame, very bearish on the 30 minutes time frame, very bearish on the 15 minutes time frame. So if we can be able to look at just the zones that we can be able to press our buys. So at this zone we have for ourselves, because as per today I might be looking for on this market of the WS30 or the Dow Jones. Here there is another block. If we can extend it to the or high, and we can be able to come and roll the risk on the lower time frame. I don't know whether I'm audible. Someone can type on the live chat and niambie kama you are getting me clearly. So that's how we are doing it. We look for buy opportunities at but not very much high probability. The high probability today is just a sell at this zone. So we can look for sell opportunities at this point, then we're able to anticipate for a continuation, but the market might come and retrace the fair value gap. This is the 15 minutes fair value gap. So let's see, we shall just stay tuned and see the behavior of the WS30 as well as for the gold. For the gold, we are just waiting for the market to come and retrace a previous high. This is also a key interest zone to retrace this one is a key interest zone of is a zone of interest that the market will come to retrace at this zone. This is a very high probability setup if you look at it in terms of how the market will. Let me give it a different color so that it can be able to be visible. Let me give it a red color. No, it is much worse. A green color so that I can be able to know where it is. So for me, buy opportunities, I might raise below the order block, and I have to look for, so that my stop loss might be lower or below the Asian high, the Asian kill zone high, of which was very dormant. Then after the kill zone, the market went up. So We're just looking for the previous high so that we can be able to see some liquidity sweep. So this is a key zone of interest. So you are the one to arrange your risk, to manage it and wait for the confirmation. You can still buy at this location and wait for the market to go on the downside until it gets this zone. Then it comes back. You can be able to enter at this location and the market will be going up with you. So you must wait for a full downward trend, full continuation to be over, so that you can be able to have a very, very high probability setup. So that's what we are looking for today. That's for the gold and WS30. Still for the USD JPY, that is, we shall still, on the fundamentals today, we don't have much activities in the market. So that's why I have not been able, because today there is no much high impact that's happening in the market. So let's go for the USD JPY. Today there isn't any activity. So that's why I have not been able to share that one. So let's see from the monthly time frame, we can be able to know the direction of the the USD JPY on the monthly time frame. We are very bullish on USD JPY. On the weekly, still bullish, but we are seeing some selling pressure in the market. On the daily time frame, we are seeing some bullish, but we are seeing selling power much more than the buying power. So at the same time, last week Friday, the market closed as a doji. So we can be able to continue, and you can be able to see on the 4 hours time frame, the market is very bearish, very, very bearish. And after that, we can be able to look for the 1 hour time frame, and we see a good downward pattern for the USD JPY. This is also a key zone of interest because of this bullish engulfing candlestick pattern. This is a very key zone of interest. We have a very, very strong bullish power there, and still a confirmation that it is a key zone of interest according to the strategy that I use, that is ICT. There is a BOS at this point. BOS, a break of market structure. We can be able to see that the market trend to be moving up, and we can be able to see we are already waiting for the market at this zone. Yeah, in the bottom, but this is now a key zone of interest. We can look at it, but you have to wait for the market to see whether it will break either on the downside. If it breaks and comes to this order block, you buy at this point. So you have to wait and see the confirmation. Don't place a pending order. Then very high probability set up, but on the upside. But most of the cases, if we are trading the gold and looking for a strong buy on gold, we must be looking for strong sales on USD JPY, because that most of the cases, that's how the market behaves. Most of the time, the market goes the USD JPY and the gold goes on a different direction. Why? Because at the gold part, the USD is used as the quote currency, but in the USD JPY, the USD is used as base currency, so they will never go in the same direction. So if you see this moving on the downside, the gold is moving on the upper side. But sometimes they break that rule because uh, they are called safe haven assets, and must be careful on them. So we are looking for this setup, this good setup here, but we still have another one in the bottom. So we can confirm in the 15 minutes time frames, so we can be able to see whether it is a high probability setup or not a high probability setup at the same point. But also this is also a good zone. We might see a pullback on the upper side of the order block. Still, this is a zone we had marked for because the market was to break above it. After breaking above it, we can be able to see some more powers in the market. But most of the cases today, the market will just retrace at this zone. Will retrace on this zone. So you can mark this zone as a key selling zone. We can sell at this point because the market we mostly today the USD JPY we are looking for sell opportunities. So and that's how I'm looking at it. Very bearish on the USD JPY. Then we can look for the currency transmitter so that we can be able to visualize what might be happening today for these currencies and what is happening currently in this situation. For the long term, gold is very strong with a 7.9 points strength. So compared to the USD, which is negative 1.6, so gold is much stronger compared to the USD, as well as JPY compared to the USD compared to the JPY. The USD is stronger than the JPY with because USD is at negative 1.6 while the JPY is negative 2.2. That is for the long term. So if we can look for the short term, we can be able to see that, medium term, we can be able to see that the gold is at positive 9.5, while the USD is at 0.8 positive, and the JPY is at negative 0.5. We can still see some closeness points that are very close to each other. So we must be able to look at them because these are just points. But this one, for the gold and the USD, there is a very huge gap. So you don't have to fear for that because today we are seeing a very bullish gold. Even the short term time frame, we are seeing 7.9 on the gold and 0.4 on the USD. So we must look at it on that direction. We can't able to see this movement. So let's just wait for how the market will behave today so that we can be able to know what to do at what time. I will just be updating you. I'll just be updating you what to do and what not to do today. So let's wait and see how the market will behave. I will be updating here. I'll be updating here. So we are live until the allowed if jioni kabisa hiyo tutatoka in this meeting. So for today, we are just looking for high probability setups because today is on a Monday. Remember, a day with so much fake outs. You must be keen on it. On Mondays, we usually have to see many fake outs. And let me bring my alert zone so that I'm just looking for buy opportunities at that 702 or that 700 exact. So that is also a key zone to look at it because it is at the middle of my order block, and at the same time it is below my SL will be below the green line of the Asian high. So, but if the market is to come back and try to come even to the middle of this market, very bearish one, it will be a very strong bearish. So for now, I'm looking a bullish market, a very bullish market. So, and for the people that might be interested in trading bots, we still have them. They are very, very, very awesome in our session. We can be able to share how they are. They are performing very well, very, very well, very, very well. So those are the instruments that I'm using to give you these setups. I'm not getting it from my own mind. It's something that has been able to be done a thorough research on it before even giving this setup to you. So let's have a look on it on that direction so that we can be able to be sure on what we are doing. We are very bullish on the Euro USD. So as per now, we might be looking for some buying opportunities on the Euro USD. Very, very bullish on it. Very bullish on the Euro USD, as well as very bearish on the USD GBP JPY. You might see some bearish direction of the day. Let's have a look on it. So let's start from the monthly time frame so that you can be able to know the direction of the Euro USD bullish. On the weekly time frame is very bullish, and we can be able even to start marking our key interest zone. So there is a zone here. There was a break of structure at this point. It's called BIOS. We can have to look at it on that direction. We still have another one at this point. Remember, this is the daily time, the weekly time frame, so it is very, very significant. It is a very, very significant level. And we can be able to look at some buying pressure on this bullish engulfing candlestick pattern. Just place our order block at that zone. And we look at this point, still we have a bullish engulfing candlestick pattern. But for the weekly, the market has been consolidating in this zone. So we might be looking for a break above or a break below this point. So here we have a BOS. Let's label it so that it cannot confuse us. Let's bring this thing here so that we can be able to know the direction of this market. So we have several zones to look at. At this point, there is so many touches of the wicks, of the bodies of the candlestick. So we might be looking for either a down break on or the market breaks on the downside or the upper side, a breakout. So let's wait for the breakout so that we can be able to know whether to sell or to buy. Then still at the same point on the daily time frame, we might see some buying opportunities still. On the daily time frame, we might see something like a bullish engulfing candlestick pattern at this point, and we place our order block at that zone, so that we can be able to be very sure that the market is moving in the direction that we are anticipating. But for today, we are looking for we might see a bullish day, but at the end of the week is very bearish. The week is very bearish, so we might see a long-term opportunity at this point. To wait on it. So this is the, let's see whether it is the all-time high. It is not the all-time high, because the all-time high is around this point. Let's see. Yeah, this is the all-time high at this point. Let's label it. All-time high. 38. So it is very. So let's go for back to the daily time frame, so that you can be able to know what we are looking at and what is the direction for this market today. So I don't know the day the market will touch that zone. So I just mark it as my key zone of interest. When the market touches that zone, I just be there to execute the order. So here it is trying to create an engulfing candlestick pattern, but the market is not yet done with the zone. So we must wait to see if the market is creating a bullish engulfing candlestick pattern, so that we can be able to mark that zone as our key interest zone. But we can still be able to see, but this was some fake outs of the previous week and news that happened on around Wednesday. Oh, yeah, Wednesday. So there were interest rates. So this is also a key zone where we can be looking for short sale opportunity for just like 100 pips, because this was a fake out of the news. This was just a fake out of the news. But you can be able to, the market has tried to respect this zone in terms of the technical side. But in terms of the fundamentals does not care about the technical. So you must always align yourself and be careful on the technical. So it's our work to come and lower the risk on the lower time frame, so that we can be able to ensure that we have not been able to risk what we are not ready to risk or to lose. So at this point, there was a BOS in the, that is in the 1 hour time frame. There was a BOS here. That point. Let's look at it. There is a BOS. Then we look for, after a break of structure, we look for an order block just above that zone. So here there is an order block. This is our valid order block. So the market have not yet came to retest that zone. So that is a very high key zone. So what else should we look at, so that we can be able to know whether this is a very high probability setup that will be in this location? Something else we look at it, we look at an FVG, or a fair value gap at that zone. There is a fair value gap, FVG, FVG, but the FVG was retested. It is not yet retested even now. Even now, it is not yet retested. That is the 1 hour FVG. So that is our key zone of interest. We are looking at it that way. So then we look for some selling opportunities at this point by the end of the day. Yeah, or we shall have to look at it that way. It is not a must the market will touch this zone today. It even might touch it tomorrow, but this zone is a zone that you should mark it to be your selling point. But we can be able to go on the 15 minutes time frame so that we can be able to know where we are going to place our buy opportunities, where we are going to place our sales opportunities, and even we can be able to come and lower the risk at this point and know what we are looking. So time frame we can be able to come and confirm the FVG. So it is very, very active, and you can even be able to see that it's very active on the 30 minutes time frame. Let's just come again and look at a different trade. So this was a key zone of interest, but it was already tested. So we were late on this. This was a key zone. This was a key zone. Why was it a key zone? Because there was an FVG at this point. So as well as we have another one just above it, but we can still have that one there. But that one is for the 15 minutes time frame. Remember what is happening on the 15 minutes time frame, it is still happening on the longer time frame, like the 30 minutes, 5 minutes. We must have to look at it on that direction so that we cannot be able to be fading us on the wrong direction. So something else we are going to look at it as per today. We just look for the Friday's high. We can be able to see some selling pressure in that zone. So, but we still have something else that has been created at this point, which is a very also high interest zone, but this one is for the scalpers, not the long-term traders. This is a good opportunity for the scalpers, but the market has already tried to retest on that, but we can be able to look at it on the lower time frame so that we can be able to see it clearly. So it is not yet tested. In the 5 minutes time frame, there is still an FVG. So for the scalpers that want to scalp the Euro USD, they can scalp it at this point and just have some short buying opportunities like from this point to around this point. You don't have to look at very huge points or any of scalping. You just have to look at very few pips. Then you fix yourself and know how you are going to scalp on that. But for the currencies, scalping is not very much profitable as compared to the metals and the US oil. But you can be able to see the market is trying to consolidate at this point. We can be able to see some consolidation pressure. This is a zone not to enter on. This is just a warning zone. So for today, we might see this behavior, but in terms of the breakout, you might see a good breakout at the Radan session. Sorry, at the New York session or during the overlap. That is from 4 p.m. Kenyan time. So you just have to and be ready for it on that direction. So let's wait and be patient. Remember, patient is part of trading, and still waiting for the perfect moment is better. It's better you lose the trading while you have waited for the best key zone. But the good thing that you should teach yourself is to then, if you have waited, know the right time to enter a trade so that you cannot end up losing your capital. So that was just a market education. It was not market advice. So you should always seek due diligence before making any investment choices. Then you must look for more information in the market. Still, we have more opportunities that we can be able to see in the market. We can be able to find some analysis from institution based on the Forex, the FX Street, the Forex Street uh, websites. You can be able to see some analysis from different people. You can come here and see the analysis. You won't just need to see the latest analysis that has just happened in the market. You can come and read more about the EURUSD, that is the GBPUSD, and more about USD the gold. You just have to come and select analysis. Then you select the pair that you want. Is it gold? If you want to know more about gold, there is some breaking news that the market has just already printed a new high, an all-time high at the area of that 720.25. So you must look at it on that perspective. We are expecting a very, very bullish market today. That is for you can be able to see it in the monthly time frame that the market is very bullish on the USD. You can look for the gold. You can look it at the weekly time frame, very bullish. You can look at it for the daily, very bullish. You can look at it at the 4 hours time frame, very bullish, as well as but one thing that you should always know that when the market breaks a structure, there must be a retest. It has already break this structure, and there is a retest. So last week it break this structure at this point, but you can see that there was a retest. So any breakout, you must wait for the retest so that you cannot to be caught on the wrong side. There is the long term retest, and there is the short term retest. Like this one was a long term retest, like a good retest on the 4 hour time frame. We can be able to see that the market really retested very well. But for this upward move, we might see a retest up to this around this zone. But it doesn't mean it is all the cases, because we still have some imbalances within the market. Because we can be able to see some imbalance at this point. We have an FVG that is very, very huge in terms of the 4 hours time frame. We can still see some imbalances on the 1 hour time frame. The market, if this one closes as a bull candle, that is a strong upward move, which has an imbalance that needs to be filled. So at one point or the other, the market will just come at this point. So you just have to wait on it that way. So for me, I just have to delete these so many figures here so that I can be able to align myself now for this new week. This is a new week, new setups, new efforts that you need to be implementing within the market. So you can be able to look at it, and then we wait for a good read. So this is this one. Remember, it is no longer an order block. So this one is no longer an order block. That is a breaker block, which happened. That is for the 1 hour time frame. So the valid order block, it is still at that zone, but that so that should be able to have a very high probability on the block sized with the, so we can delete this. It is no longer useful to us, and even this is no longer useful to us as traders, because it was already tested last week and we used it to enter orders at this point. We used to enter orders with it at that point. So the one that is much varied is this breaker block because it has not yet been retested. So we should look at it on that perspective. Remember on Friday, we were able to secure around 690 pips. So we are just looking for this so that we can be able to see what the market will give us. Let's wait. Let's be patient. Remember, this is an FVG, very high probability one because it is located at the breaker block. So we might see some buying powers from this point. Whenever the market touches the zone, must be looking for buying opportunities. This zone, and this zone might be huge, so you must wait for it, the market, because it is already, it is about how many pips? Around 76 pips. So we must wait for the market to touch the breaker block and at the middle. So I will place orders at the middle of this zone so that we can be able to have a very high probability setup. So we can be able to still to look at the WS30. Still there are some bullish power, but when it touches at this FVG, you might see some selling powers at this point. But if it fails, you must wait to see at this one because this one it is not much high probability when we look at it in terms of the ICT. But in terms of the supply and demand strategy, it is a very high strategy, very high setup because it is located after a breakout of a consolidation market. So we can be able to see that this was a breakout, and this is a retest. This one is just a retest to the zone. Then after the retest, you might see some more selling powers in the market. So let's wait, and I will be updating what to do next. So if the market touches this zone and reverse, I just give a buy opportunity or a sell opportunity so that we can be able to target just some few pips, not much. Like just like 150 on the uh, this market. Let's keep the eyes on the market. I don't just be updating you for now. I just have to mute on myself. Then we shall continue with this as time goes by. Although there are some funny noises in the background, these are the notifications from my trading robots. Yes, I really apologize on that. Really apologize on that. Notification from the robot. Committing something to the trader. Let me check. It is trying to communicate. It is every time it corrects a partial profit, and after bringing the stop loss at break even, you hear those funny noises. So far, we are looking for a very strong. I just said that we are looking for a very strong euro, the euro. That is the USD pound. It is very bullish. So for today, those members who might be interested to trade with the robots are available just at low price and a friendly price. But remember, the bots are profitable. The lowest price I might be saying it is low, it might be higher to someone. So then you can tell us to customize a bot for you, and we are good to customize it for you. So in case an opportunity will come, I will just be here to update you. For now, I just have to post the let's meet again here, this channel. And don't remember to subscribe to the channel and still like the video. Also comment so that we can be able to know where to improve and where to be able to adjust. So please feel free to comment and share.